Welcome to the Ultimate Grip Strength Tutorial. After watching this video, you'll never have a grip issue ever again. So let's get started.
The most beneficial exercise you can do for raising your grip strength is the rack pull. Whether it's below the knee or above the knee does not really matter. The point is, we want to disengage the posterior chain as much as possible and really focus on that grip strength. That's why I would much rather you do rack pulls instead of deadlifts if the goal is to build strict grip strength. Especially if you just got back from a back workout or maybe a leg training session. You're obviously not going to have a lot of energy to pull off the floor. So it makes the most sense to do it in the rack and focus on the grip directly. Now, of course, the rack pull will work the upper back and the traps as well. However, when you use the double overhand grip, you will need to reduce the weight by about 50%. So if you're using 1,000 pounds or more, good luck getting anywhere between 500 to 600 with a double overhand grip. So you can really focus on that grip strength and not have other muscle groups limit you. Eventually, you're going to hit a weight that is rather heavy in your hands. And when that happens, you're pretty much going to have to either switch to the mixed grip or stop the grip training altogether. Because the fact of the matter is that you cannot maximize your strength development with a double overhand grip. On top of that, the mixed grip will have amazing strength carryover to your deadlift off the floor if you happen to use a mixed grip. So it's one of the ultimate lifts you could do, and it allows you to overload, especially the other hand that is not under. So the mixed grip, I would highly recommend it. And when you do these rack pulls, make sure you hold it at the top and really try to prevent that bar from rolling out of your hands. And as far as the sets and reps go, I personally recommend you work up to like one peak set and you just hold it for 30 to 60 seconds. So ramping sets tends to work exceptionally well with these. You don't really have to do straight sets, just one top set where you hold the weight. That should be more than satisfactory if you're doing this at the end of your workout and you're trying to complement your pulling strength. So besides that, you can actually do the double overhand rack pull with fat grips if you want to get more out of less weight. This will make the weight way harder, and you'll probably have to reduce another 50% off the bar. So again, you're getting more out of less weight, and the same rules apply. You can hold it for long periods of time, and you'll find that when you get strong with this lift, everything else goes up. Like, you will never have grip issues if you just do the rack pull. And of course, you can do these with a mixed grip as well, which kind of simulates the axle bar. The next exercise you will do to raise your grip strength is the dumbbell farmer's walk. Now, most gyms go up to about 120, 140 pound dumbbells. I can assure you that for the purpose of building your grip strength, this is more than enough, especially if the volume is high enough. Here's my challenge for every single one of you. Grab the 120s and do 5 sets of 60 repetitions. You'll find that your forearms will be burning like crazy and you will have trouble closing your hands or just leaving them open. Your hands will be in unbearable pain and you will notice the amazing grip strength benefits. So definitely make use of the dumbbell farmer's walk. Now, if you're somehow an ultimate beast that can handle this insane volume with these heavy weights, then try doing it with a thick handle. In particular, this will assist in rolling because when you add a handle on top of the dumbbells, it rolls even more on top of what's already existing, and it's going to make it more of an open hand strength builder. So again, we're getting more out of less weight, similar to the rack pull, but we're really focusing on that grip strength, okay? So definitely try this out. In addition, you will want to perform the trap bar farmer's walk. The reason is that you can overload your forearms with as much weight as possible. Again, this is going to have amazing carryover to all of your rows, all of your deadlifts. It's the heaviest thing that you could do next to the rack pull, if not actually heavier if we're talking about non-mixed grip. So with these, you should easily be able to work up to over 400 pounds, 400, 500 pounds. And again, do the same procedure, 5 sets of 60 seconds, or even 5 sets of 30, whatever you like. And then of course, you can do with fat grips as well. Again, getting more out of less weight. So no matter what you do, be sure to include some type of farmer walk variation, whether it's dumbbells, trap bars, thick bar, no thick bar, it does not matter. All this will raise your grip strength tremendously. The next exercise I want you doing is the one arm dead hang. This is a very simple procedure, but extremely challenging, especially if you're a higher body weight and you're not really good at calisthenics. Now, this exercise, again, you're getting more out of less weight, because now you can have your whole body hanging with just the strength of one hand. So imagine if you could hold yourself for a very long period of time, just one arm off the bar. You'll find that when you go back to regular grip exercises or just rows, deadlifts, whatever, it's gonna be a joke, because you're holding your entire body weight with one arm. So I definitely recommend that you try this variation out. And if you're really strong at this, do it weighted, although I highly doubt that any of you will need to go that far. So try this out, 3 sets of as many seconds as possible. I recommend 3 sets of 60 seconds if you can pull that off. So it's simple. Just grab onto the bar, hold on to it, and you're good to go. You can use an overhand grip, neutral grip, or even an underhand grip. Does not really matter. The point is you just want to hang your way to a stronger grip. So the next variation of hanging would have to be negatives with a thick handle. Now you can do this weighted or non-weighted. It doesn't really matter. When you do pull-ups with a thick handle, it is very, very challenging. So I want you to do the negative portion so that you can overload. And if you do it with weights, it's going to be even better. And then after that, you're going to do dead hang. So you're just going to hold it. Same thing as the one arm, except now you got 2 arms, and typically you'll have a weight strapped down. So now again, you're working that grip strength directly. It's an isolator. It's a grip strength isolator. Okay, you can do it with a thick handle or weights. Does not really matter. The point is hang and get that grip working. Trust me, this will have great carryover to all other exercises. The next variation is the finger pull-up. Now this is a very advanced move and most of you will not be able to do it, but for those that can, this is really going to develop that finger strength, which, guess what, is usually the limiting factor in grip development. You see, it's always going to be your fingers that give out. That's why a lot of guys are strong at wrist flexion, but when they grab onto something heavy, they can't hold on to it. That's because they have weak fingers. So I'm just showing you my calluses right over here. You're probably going to get some if you do this, especially if the knurling is thick on these pull-up bars, but you know what? Don't worry about it. Now listen, if you can't do the finger pull-up, then try out this lat pull-down variation instead. It'll be a great startup point for those who are wanting to transition into it, right? And the benefit of the lat pull-down version is that you can use different fingers pretty easily and you can actually flex your wrist. So now you can get wrist flexion and holding benefits simultaneously. So this is actually quite good for building mass. It's low stress on the joints and you could focus on the fingers with actual weights. Like you can measure it directly. So this is a great move to do if you want to build up to doing finger pull-ups. So try this out if your fingers slip out when you do all kinds of heavy lifts. So that said, I bring you to the final segment of this grip training video, being the plate pinch. Guys, this exercise will revolutionize your training because it builds grip strength in a very, very specific way to all pulls. Rack pulls, deadlifts, rows, it doesn't matter what you do. The plate pinch is one of the best things because it's extremely specific and it has direct carryover. So I recommend you move around with different plates. Start with double 5s, then double 10s, then 25, and then 35 and 45. And of course, you can stack those as well. It doesn't have to just be one plate, nor does it have to be one arm at a time. It could be both arms. It could be many plates together. So get creative here, but definitely include some plate pinching and you'll notice very, very, very good strength carryover to all pulls, all right? And in terms of holding, I recommend you do this for reps. So you can either do like sets of 8 to 12, sets of 5, sets of 3, something like 3 sets of 3 ramping sets, or you could just do holds at the top. So you do one peak set, hold it for 30 to 60 seconds, and go from there. And of course, if you're running out of options, then try out the landmine, which has unlimited weight potential. So now, instead of just gripping 2 plates together, you can just put on the landmine station and you're good to go. There's nothing to worry about here. So that's it for this grip strength training tutorial. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please give me your feedback down below. Let me know if you want more segments like this, and with that, I will talk to you all next time.